Hey guys, it's Vince. Today in this video we're going to be discussing how to set up the Proma torch height controller, which is the THC 150 model. You can see over here where we have config. We're going to click on that tab. We're going to go to ports and pins. Click on that. These settings right here we will not manipulate. If you do want to adjust the kernel speed, if you're using an Intel i5 or i7 multi-core CPU, you can definitely switch her up to 100 kilohertz rating. These are basically how fast the system will communicate with Mach. So again, you can adjust these pending, of course, your system can handle. If you're using an older computer past 5 years old without a multi-core processor, I highly recommend staying at the 25 kilohertz rating. That being said, we're going to come over here to input signals. We're going to scroll down. Now you'll see nothing is really populated on here except the THC. So you want to go through and already configure for whatever system you're using. If you're using a G540 or a ProDrive system, you'll want to do that first if you haven't already, and then come back to these settings. If you've already done that, which again, if you purchased the system from me, I will instruct you to do that. You can see here THC on, which is the ARC control, will be 1 and 11 as far as port number 1, pin 11. THC up will be port 1, pin 10, and THC down will be port 1, pin 12. And of course, you want to enable these. Make sure you have a green checkbox there. Make sure your active low is set for these. So again, communication can be set up. The next thing you're going to want to do is we're going to go to our output signals, and we want to validate that output number 1 is allocated and enabled. And again, this will be for your relay to cycle your torch on and off. So port 1, pin number 17, and you're all set there. Now active low may or may not need to be required depending on your system. So again, test the system first with it off. If you get activity as far as switching the torch on, you don't need to select active low. If you do not get activity, switch it to active low and see if you have joy. The next step is going to be come over to Spindle Setup. You're going to notice here we want to uncheck disable spindle relays because again the system doesn't know whether you're using a torch or a spindle, in which case you're using a torch. It's irrelevant. We want to make sure that the relay will switch the torch on and off, so you want to make sure this is unchecked. You can come over here to general parameters where it says clockwise delay spin up, counterclockwise delay spin up. These are your delayed dwell timing. For some guys dealing with plasma, they may want to actually adjust these settings based on what they're trying to do with the substrate. If they want the machine to hang a little longer, they can adjust these times in seconds and see exactly what happens. Once again, this is explained in the Mach3 user's manual, so please refer to it. If you do have any questions, it should answer all of them right there. Once you have everything set up as it is here on this screen right here, then you're going to want to come over here and we'll go to mill options, and we want to go to THC options. Allow THC up down control even if not in THC mode right here. You want to make sure this is checked. And once again, we'll just peruse through. Nothing else, nothing else. Output signals already been configured. Input signals already been configured. Motor outputs at that point would have been configured, and you are now all set to go. Once again, motor output should be configured to your specific driver. So if you're using the G540, you want to configure it as I instructed you in the Mach3 tutorial as far as setting up the G540. Those are the settings you'll want to use for it. These are strictly to be used for the settings, this video, for that matter, strictly to be used for the settings for the Proma. Thank you again. Take care.